All right, hello everybody. Welcome back to SketchCraft Live. So I'm going to be doing a coloring guide for my latest commission, Jordon Parallax. Joining me right now with all that background noise is Brandon James. Say
Hello.
hi. Say hi. You can hear him, right? You can hear the. Yeah, it's awesome. Anyway, I'm about 2 hours behind tonight. I spent about 30 minutes helping Brandon with his nonsense, and it's been another hour and a half trying to get the stupid guide printed out. So basically, what I've done is I've already drawn this pencil and ink and all that stuff, and the video for that's up in the YouTube channel, which you can see here. And then I'm going to actually Copic color him. So what I do is I scan it in and I print out a copy. You will notice that I also tint his lines kind of purpley here, a little bit of purple tint, and that's because it will interact with the green better. The reason why I print out one is because I like to keep the pencil separate. But two, I use the fast printer settings, so it blends with the other shading I do, blends with the Copic markers really well. And you don't have to worry about smudging. And if you make a mistake, you can just print out another one, start over. So it's been about 3 months since I've even sat down to do this. So this should be freaking fun. Why is it so? Where's all the feedback coming from? I can hear all sorts of stuff back there.
Um,
What?
Nothing new. I'm just sitting here in my.
Hmm. Well, I'll have to see if that comes through. I'll have to re-listen to this tonight, see if everyone can hear what I'm hearing.
I can put it on mute when I'm
See,
not
that's
talking.
definitely you. No, the problem is you have some kind of auto noise correct filter going on your end, and every time you mute and unmute, it's trying to readjust that. And since when you're not talking, it's kind of trying to pick up the back. It's an auto noise issue. So I don't know what settings you changed or something. This is the last time you've been on.
Not that I know of, unless the computer updated it.
Yeah, there's something going on there, bro. Trust me.
Is there a way to? I wonder if there's a way to. Would that be in playback devices, recording devices?
I don't know. You know what? I've already had 2 hours of wasted time tonight, so I'm not even gonna entertain this. You fix it.
Hmm.
Fix it later. I'll deal with it. Alrighty, so let me start to practice how I want to do some of these greens here. And the reason why I do this guide first is because I uh, I don't like leaving anything to chance when I go to actually color this sucker up. So tell everyone, Brandon, about the lovely art critique we had today.
Um, Rob took over my computer using Team Viewer and showed me more so how I draw very manly women and women that look like me. Uh, you don't really see it till someone points it out. Like, I knew the head was a little big on this Hit Girl piece I was working on, but once Rob takes it and warps it, and then you have them side by side, you don't realize how how bad things are, and it all comes down to basic construction, which I'm still working on as an artist, and will continue to work on.
Yeah, the advice I constantly give is, we're talking about some daggers you drew, and I was like, see, the perspective messed up. And you're like, yeah, well, you tried to turn them, and it wasn't working out, right? Every time you turn them, it still ended up flat. And my rebuttal to that is that's how you know you're not ready to be doing this because you can't turn a dagger.
Right, I can't see it 3D all around and turn it, and some areas I did right, but then as you go down that area, it starts to just kind of fall flat.
So what I'm doing here is just kind of practicing my process. It's been a little while. Start with the C3. I don't know if I'm going to use the shadow layer like this. He's a little bit of a darker character, so I think it'll be all right.
Is that the lilac or
And
what
that's a
was
Heath. I don't know if I want to use that. There's actually a mauve, which is a BV00 I'm trying to find. It's been a while since I've been through here. BVO4, which is too dark.
Did you read the whole Parallax thing? Were you a fan of it?
At the time, I was reading The Death of Superman, so I was there I read like when Coast City got blowed up and shit, but I didn't really read Green Lantern, you know?
Hmm.
So I can't tell you exactly how it went down. I mean, I had to go back and check out some of the issues when this commission came up.
Right. I remember him killing Kilowog, I think, and then breaking Sinestro's neck when when their rings ran out of power. I think I remember that. It's been a while. Someone gave me the zero hour trade like a month or two ago. I haven't really read it, but I think that was the start or end of it.
Zero Hours suck, bro. No, Zero Hours was Dan Jurgens thinking he was going to be another Alan Moore and try to rewrite fucking DC history, and
Okay.
it just didn't make any fucking sense. So, I don't know. Every time DC tries this thing of trying to like make a one continuity, it doesn't work. You know?
Right.
I've long since said they should just, and they kind of started doing it recently, but I always said they should just have a movie universe and an animated universe and the DC Comics universe, you know?
Hmm.
And now that they're doing the Batman 69 comics, you know, it's almost like that's coming true. So, like I would like a Tim Burton, like continue the Tim Burton Batman universe, you know, in comic
Right.
form. But the comic universe should just be messed up because you're never gonna make sense of it. So don't bother trying. So I'm not certain which green I want to use on him. I tend to like to make things kind of bright, and then when I go to do the actual like digital lighting and shit, you know, I can tone it down afterward. But I don't know. I also know I want to mix in some blues. So I need to check out some of my slate colors here. B95, B12, B91, B12. This is why it's nice to be able to have the ability to test stuff out before you do it. Chartreuse.
And even if someone doesn't have a nice printer where they could print out art like this, they could always have a sample page on the side where they just kind of try out the colors and blend them. And like I've seen
Yeah, I
you
always
do it
recommend
before.
trying it out. Yeah, but I tried it out on the paper I'm actually using, so I
Right.
have backup paper. You know, paper that this is B marker paper, so I have bought spare paper that I've cut down into trial size bits and shit. Okay, so this drives me nuts. All my markers are not here. So where are some of them? Because I have the refills sitting right here, but where are the actual markers? This is what happens when I don't use my stuff.
Yeah,
Uh,
usually you only can't find one marker. It's unusual for you to lose all of them.
um, yeah, well, this is what happens, dude. When you step away for a little bit, you're like, what I'm looking for is that Bowser green. I have the refills right here. G02. G02 is not. Usually this shit's right in front of my face. I think that's what hurts, is I know it's gotta be sitting right here. Well, where is it? So what's great about the cast is that you can just on fucking live internet just be like, yeah, I have no idea where all my shit is. Yeah. It's just one of those nights, Brandon. The where it doesn't want you to be productive. You know,
Right.
the universe has decided it's going to rob you of your productivity and make you wait a whole nother day. I used to like rail and scream at this point. Like
I've
it
heard
used to
it.
be. Yeah, you've heard it. I've tried to settle down on it. Like doesn't seem to.
I think the best way to describe for someone who hasn't heard it is an angry teenager playing online video games. Like, they have a valid point, but they don't really say it. They just get angry. Like, you have just cause to be angry, but you just... Rah!
Where is the damn marker? The room's actually cleaned up. That's the frustrating part. You know, when your shit's all clean and you still can't find it. And then I wonder if maybe I did not get like run out of it, and then like is it? Sometimes I wonder if like when I put it, I misplaced it. And like, oh, see, there it is. It's in between three of these things. See, look at that. Look at that shit. Look at you trying to hide. Fuck bag. Yeah, that's right. I got you. Little turd blossom. There you go. All right. Okay.
Gross.
Learned that one from Guardians of the Galaxy.
Pretty.
I don't know if it's. I like that green. You know.
Right.
So we'll see.
What green were you thinking for his energy blast?
I don't know. I have to figure out how I want to do this. That's why we do this. This whole like thing here. Yeah, that ain't gonna work. And that ain't enough contrast. And that's too blue. It's just a lot of little minor adjustments with this shit. Some greens don't take to layering as well as others. Green's a tough color, man. I won't lie. That's way too dark. So, and this particular green doesn't mix well with other colors. That'll work. This blue. It's a little too blue at first, but once you apply a second layer of green around it, it blends in nicely. See that? That's coming in nice. So, like, this is a BO5. So, like, I can do a little test here. This is one of those ones where you're like, Rob, why are you putting blue down when he's supposed to be green?
Because then eventually you'll go over it with another color that makes it look very awesome. And bam! That's like a magic trick.
It's not a magic trick, it's color. Basic color theory, bro.
Who needs to know that?
Yeah, this will work.
So when you're coloring like that, where you leave the white spaces, is that where light's gonna hit it, or that's just for like muscle definition?
Muscle definition. I'm not worried about light sources when I use these.
Okay.
I'll deal with light sources when I go to the digital coloring phase.
Mm-hmm.
Copics, they're not going to reflect light the way you want them to, you know? A lot of people end up with a solid. That's why when people color with these, they tend to look pretty flat. They just do like these really nice gradations of color.
Right, they'll do where it's just maybe a dark red and then a lighter red halo, and then they'll leave those big white spaces.
So,
If that's what you meant.
Something like that. I'll just kind of leave. It'll look like watercolor almost, where it's like just solid, you know.
Hmm.
But this is so I can halo in just, it's similar to cuts and grads. Just go look at the first 8 issues of Spawn. You know, it's a lot like that. And that's probably because I came from like studying the old color guides. And it's finding the spot and haloing around. I'm not. I've tried to paint in like normal light sources. It just doesn't work. It's better for me to just do that all digitally and for it to be a little all over and to get just like texture, you know,
Hmm.
and color down on this part. So yeah, that's definitely gonna work. So I'm gonna have to refill these. Let's mark these down. Uh, how long does it take to make this stuff, Brandon? That's what people usually ask me, right? They go, Rob, how long does it take to do this?
From start to finish, or just the coloring?
Let's say from start to finish.
Let's say I'm gonna go out on a limb here, just because it's been a while since we've done all this. Maybe 3 hours for the original design, another hour on inking, another 2 to 3 hours on Copics, maybe 2 hours, and then another.
11 by 17 Cobas can take 5 hours, bro.
Right, and it's been a
With
while.
white highlight, it takes 30 hours.
Right, I was gonna add the white highlight, but
30 hours when you include the digital coloring on top of it. Yeah, it's an insane process. Um, on the upside, uh, I do charge an appropriate amount now. Um, but people get a lot too. I mean, when you get, an 11 by 17 plus the line arts plus a hand drawn thing, you know what I mean? And usually they'll get like a print this time too if I do the digital side. Now this time I'm getting people like a choice on the new Kickstarter. Like the guys who got commissions, they can get
mhm.
just straight digital colors, if they want, and they'll get a nice metallic print to go with that, since they wouldn't be getting Copics. And that would be like signed and numbered and shit. So I need a pen. All my pens are the good pens. That's not good. Wow, it's gonna be one of these nights where you can't even find a pen. You know? Here, G02. But usually this color guide shit takes an hour. The way it's going tonight, I don't know. You know? So this green I'm using is going to be more of a marine color, which it falls more in the blue spectrum. That's why I started using blue,
Mhm.
right? If this is more of a warm green, so it falls in the yellow spectrum. That's why it doesn't. So that's why like it comes down to like what will I be using as the highlight? Like if I start to look at here, I don't know about that.
Right.
I have to start to figure out like how I'm gonna halo this. I might have to use more of a matte halo. Like this is more of a. Mm,
I like that better than the top one.
yeah. Thank you. That just changed everything.
That's why I'm on here. My opinion is it's important. It's I don't know my colors, but it's important.
That's why I look forward to all your color advice.
Right? Yet somehow I have a side job where I do fill in colors for.
You don't create from scratch. It's a bit different.
Right. Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. Like it's more like paint by numbers for me.
Right. And when you're painting, you don't want to paint by numbers.
Mhm.
Let me see how that works out.
The
So,
circle on his thigh is white, right? I mean, I know you'll add like a gray and
yeah.
stuff too, but I was just trying to remember the look of it without looking it up.
Yeah, it's white. Was there something more like this?
What's that color?
This is Jade Greens, G00. The thing about Copics is you want to go as light as possible and then work dark. They're more like a watercolor. They're a transparent medium. They're not opaque. So a lot of people start with the colors that come with boxes, that come in a box,
Mm-hmm.
and those are way too dark. So like I always recommend buying the 00s, and then
Mm-hmm.
kind of sticking with the like this is G02, G05. When you get into things like this is a heavy, a BV04. But when you get into like 9.5s and stuff like that, that just means they're darker. And you can always make things go darker too, like by using cool grays or warm grays or something. Um, but yeah, this is the mint green. So like this is like a big difference between like this Y00 is like a yellow, right?
Mm-hmm.
So maybe that's what I use for the blasts, but then the highlight on his legs is more of this mint green here. See?
Mm-hmm.
These are in the same value spectrum. Value-wise, they're the same. You understand the difference between value and hue? Value is the white to black ratio of something. If it
Mm-hmm.
looked like in grayscale, that would be value. Hue is the color. So if this were grayscale, these would both look gray, like 30% gray. So I'm not too concerned with value on this piece. I'm more concerned with, like when I'm doing the coloring, I'm more concerned with the hue on this part. And I can just practice anywhere. I just want to make sure I have good contrast though towards it. The only problem like with this is like I do like a little bit of contrast in the highlight. I'm afraid that it might be too soft. Like it just blends and then it looks like flat color. I like the strokes and the so that concerns me. That's why I was looking at this lime green.
With that being armor, um, and the other part being the skin tight outfit, does that affect how much different do you go with the green, or like
Huh?
do you think because an armor would have more of a glare, or
I don't care. I'm
you
not
don't care
concerned
about it?
with
Okay.
armor rendering. I'm just coloring this thing. You know, I can if I want to get into specularity. I mean, half these comics aren't really even focused. I mean, look at the older stuff. You can't be looking at like comics now, where they go and they hyper render. You look at like when this shit was made, there's no difference really, in how they would color one thing to the other than a white highlight. You know,
Mm-hmm.
like the coloring gamut spectrum was lower then, and so I'm not too concerned with that. If I wanted to look more metally, I could always do that in Photoshop. You know, like if you look at the concept art for old Street Fighter games. I think you said the same thing like on my Ninja Gaiden piece. You're like, oh, that blade, that gloss wouldn't work from this light source. And I'm like, well, as soon as you get light sources working in your fucking pieces, I might take your advice. Like, at the end of the day, I know how to make it look good.
I don't think I knocked it, but I might have complimented or said, "Why is the glare this way?" And
Yeah,
then
but that's a
you,
passive aggressive way of trying to find. It's you just trying to find a nice way of knocking in some manner. Like,
no, when I knock it, and then it's known, and then you get mad, and then you fix it.
mad might not be the word. When you're talking about the sword,
Yeah, I'm talking about
that's because
this.
you did. You could. No, you already said some shit I knew, and that I
I
was
don't.
already in an argument with
Yeah,
Josh.
I don't even say what it was. The name it shall remain nameless.
Yeah. See, I might have to save some of this yellow in the just because of the way this might work. I might want to
Hmm.
put some of that in there. I don't. Oh fuck. Greens, man.
Anything worse than coloring with green?
Greens are the hard. Greens are the hardest. Reds can be a little tricky too, but greens. Plus, I want two different kinds of greens here, so it doesn't help. Like I definitely. Sometimes it helps to if I just start with this, kind of work out how I want to do that. And try not to use too much of my markers on the color guide. You know what I mean? Like I don't want to waste a bunch of fucking shit here. I gotta make sure I'm not using too much yellow because you know the whole Green Lantern fucking yellow problem.
Yeah.
You know, like it sucks because you gotta put yellow in the highlights, but they're always like using some really weird creamish green yellow. You know, because if you put yellow on them and yellow, why would you make a guy who's green yellow his weakness? Like it makes no fucking sense, dude. Like the specular highlight of a green will be yellow. Why not make this fucking weakness like red? The thing you're never gonna have in green. You know what I mean? Like the
Right.
polar opposite on the color wheel would be red. You know, like just like directly opposite. It should be red is his weakness, not yellow. It makes no fucking yellow is in his fucking clothes. Like I don't I don't get it. That's some shit as an artist. I'm like, my friend's like, really, Rob? You have to think about it that hard. Really? I don't. Found it just confuses me. So like this is more of like a lime, you know,
All right.
or it will be.
Now I'm thinking about all the things in the world that are yellow, like bananas, lemons.
Right? Can a banana take Hal Jordan now? Like,
Not lemon,
like
man.
I always thought would be kind of a funny thing to do. Would be he wakes up and like someone just put a bunch of peeps around him, you know? He's like, I fucking hate Easter, you know?
Right.
Like funny guy, real funny.
When I don't know if you saw it, but when Frank Miller was did that All Star Batman,
Oh yeah, yeah, that was
he
funny. And Robin, yeah,
painted everything yellow.
yeah, Robin painted the whole room yellow, and then they popped his throat out. I had the same when I was a kid. Everything's funny until someone gets popped in the throat. Because I saw it once, and I'm like, wow, that just changed the whole like confrontation. You know?
Yeah, they took it up a notch.
Yeah, that escalated. You know, like that's how I felt when I was a kid. Like, well, that really got out of hand there. So I would make this joke, and then when Batman was doing that issue, he was laughing at it until Robin popped him in the throat. It wasn't so much funny anymore. He didn't pop Batman in the throat, but he popped Hal. So that was funny. Like, see, I told you. So, and I get to do this all over again when I actually go to color it. This is where I really wish I had the airbrush set up. That's coming, because I think I would do this as an airbrush effect rather than a Copic, if you really want to know. So I gotta simplify some of this shit down, because it's starting to get a little crazy here. Barium yellow, YG21. But I have this thing called Green Bryce, which I tend to really like. And it has yellow in it, so. So YG01. Yeah, see, that's unnecessary. YG01 and YG13 are better. And then I need barium yellow, right? Yeah. So then I come over here and over here. I need to mark this shit down. Y00, YG13, YG01. So it's almost like a fucking puzzle, you know?
Right.
Now the highlight of that see, I just think that this G21 might be. It's better to go harsh. It's better to blend between two colors that contrast than to try to find a lot of steps. You understand what I mean? So, rather than have like a red, a pink, a light orange, and a yellow, it's better just to have red, orange, and yellow. You see what I mean?
And then
And
blend them
blend
together.
together. Yeah, it's better to have that. Yeah, you don't want to overdo it. So if I can practice here for a second, I can halo that. And really, I would start with this green and halo in. Yeah, and I think the barium yellow would be good. Yeah. So more like this and that. We can X that out. G00, Y00. But I'm definitely like I said, I gotta get my O2 canister refilled.
Mm-hmm.
I think I can go to a scuba shop and get that done. Actually, I've never done it before, so I gotta figure that out. I think I can go down to a scuba shop, get it refilled, and then I'm getting a double action airbrush because I got a single action. And then I'm gonna sit down. Like the goal would be for a piece like this that the background would be airbrushed. You know,
Mm-hmm.
maybe this piece here, unmask him out, and then you know.
Try to get it without spraying over the character.
I don't care if it's a little on him. I'll color that in and fix it up. You know, Struzan, like it bleeds. He doesn't get all fucking perfect and shit. You know, so. But yeah, I definitely want the backgrounds. Like remember how before like all the backgrounds would be white? I have an airbrush color on there because I can always crop it out when I go to do the digital and shit. You know, it doesn't matter. So, but the final piece would be nice. So what else? He's got the dark spots I gotta work out, which I think shouldn't be too hard. So I got mauve. This I can, which is BV00. This is not. This is mauve shadow. All
Are
right. So I need
you gonna color Kilowog or just him?
the panels aren't getting colored. Panels are gonna be
Okay.
tonal. Yeah. Yeah. Panels are gonna be tonal. It'll look cooler. It's art, bro.
I don't do that shit.
So this is just a C3. You could do a lot of this. This is why I love the brush tip on the Copics. You know? So I can go here and add a lot of little cool definition. And because these are already colored, I'm getting a nice purple underneath, you know?
Hmm.
So, hey, long arm. Yes, I live. I know, right? I finally have come back. So, had to take a break for a bit to square away some stuff. Yeah, see, that looks nice. Yeah, that looks nice. I like to call it like it's my signature way of color. I don't think a lot of people color like this with the Copics, if you ask me. I haven't seen it, you know?
Right.
I think I need my B00. I already have it out? It's B12. Maybe it's this one. No, that's not definitely not it.
Is that you said that's the BV00?
This is just B00. BB00 is a purple, but I don't need it because he's already got the way I printed it.
It's got the tint already.
Yeah. So I'm trying to see if I can halo with some light blue. Depends on how colorful I want that to be, you know?
Hmm.
Yeah, it was you. No, I had some stuff I had to square away with the whole power prints and shit. And then I had to go get a new job, and it was a whole thing. Right, Brandon?
It was a it was a it was a life moment.
Yeah. It's worked out. But yeah.
Everything's getting back on track. And of course, everybody missed me. That's a given.
Nobody cares about other guy.
Hmm.
Alright, so yeah, okay. Alright, so armor is C3, C5, B00. I don't need the mauve. Now the
Do,
question is whether I use some of this in there.
do you write the names down, or you just know by now when looking at it?
No, I'll write them. I'll write them down. I haven't
Okay.
written them. I don't want to put yellow in that. Maybe Heath.
I like the blue in there because it gives it kind of a cold, almost metallic look to it, or maybe like a leathery. They'll have Green Lantern in the Justice League movie, right? You think?
Fuck, I know, bro.
What do you think?
Oh, thanks for that. He's a guy's talking about game cube. Yeah, I'll start coloring some of that stuff up this weekend. I've been writing the actual book, so I took the last 2 weeks. I also just launched another digital Kickstarter. So, but yeah, I've been tweaking all the fucking writing. So, and I had to really sit down and figure out what exactly it is I'm going to be drawing for Game Cave because I can't just endlessly draw concept art. There's only so many pages, you know, and the time and everything else it takes. So, I had to get back to doing T-shirts, basically. So, not for the same company. I went to a different company. I went to their direct competitor. Yeah.
And that's how it's done. You quit a team, you go to their rivals.
That's what I always say, you know. Yeah, it's gonna look cool. I might want to save some room for a little bit of that in there for color fluctuation.
When you're doing the color guide, do you, at this point, when you've done so many coloring, do you have to do the skin tone and hair too, or do you just know
Yeah,
you'll?
I figure everything out
Okay.
because sometimes it changes per character, like how I want each one to look. That's what this is for, you know, just to figure out how you want to do it. E43, EO2, EO2, brick beige. That's a fruit pink. What I want is brick beige. It's powder pink. Barley beige. Yeah. Generally, I use barley beige for dudes and fruit pink for chicks, for Caucasian women. Nice. Tell me about it. How come every guy with a vague 5 o'clock shadow ends up looking like me? uh, I
You
don't
know.
draw me when it comes to the women, bro.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, I was gonna say he looks like a creep, but you know, that was before you said he looked like me, and I was like, that that smile.
All right.
What color is that you just used?
That's E11. It's barley beige. Four, three. Eh. Um, see if I can't halo this. I think I did buy more of powder pink because that was the color I was missing. It's actually pink. Not powder pink, is it? pale chiffon. It's one of these fucking colors, and I can't remember which one. It's not powder pink, it's pale chiffon. Went all the way to the store to get that color. And I could have sworn I had bought the fucking actual marker. Yeah, it's not gonna work. Where is... I have it here in front of me. I'm staring right at the fucking color. Come on. I know I am. Heath. Right? No. Yeah. This.
Are you liking the skin, the face?
It's harder when it's tiny. You got very little room to make inflections. And remember, this isn't my final, this is just practice.
Right.
Something else you gotta remember too is the white highlights. It'll work. So let me see here. Let's just, I'll get a second pass at it. Ah, scheiße. Let me write this shit down. EO2 E11 BV0 0 Y O O. I got it worked down. And where's C5? See, rather than starting with just a cool gray, if I use a slate blue and then apply the cool gray, it adds color in there versus just the gray, which is what I want. And I can always push it darker, you know?
Right.
B95, C5. You gotta let those skin tones settle too. It's hard to tell what they look like when the paper's still kind of wet. Let's see, oh yeah, the white. Well, the white should be pretty easy. I'm just gonna try BB0. Yeah. And then maybe the slate B91. Yep. And if I want to halo that, I can halo it. A little yellow. So that's pretty easy. Armor. What else am I missing? The inside of his cape is dark, but I think that'll be the same process I used for his metal.
Right.
You ever seen these? You've seen these in person. Like, you bought one, right?
Yeah.
The dark, yeah.
I got
They always
the
look better in
dark.
person, don't they?
No, by by 10 times way better. I mean, they look cool when you're coloring them, but you and we've talked about this. You don't see the level of depth and just I don't know what to say to it. I guess depth until you see one in person. You have it. Like I'm looking at it right now. The Dark Phoenix is up on my wall above my TV. I got the pencils and inks next to it, and then I got the colored Copic version. It's just badass. People walk in, sitting there watching TV, like, oh yeah, who did that?
Yeah,
I'm
some
like
guys at work,
I'm like
you know,
me.
some guys at work were starting to mess with Copics, and I'm like, yeah, like, you know anything about the little, you know? And
I dabble.
like, well, bring some stuff in, and I'm like, all right, and I brought in, like all the game cave assets,
Uh huh.
and they're like, I saw this on your fucking Deviant, dude, but you know what I mean? Like, they don't realize what it looks like until, you know, it's like right there, kind of shit.
Right.
I'm like, yeah, they look better in person. I think you don't expect how vivid they are with all the texturing too. Like the strokes. I don't know. Like it's hard to quantify that on the internet. And I've gotten way better at it since even when I colored that Phoenix. So many ago. you know?
Right.
The amount of shit I've learned. That was like the first time I did 11 by 17, I think. 'Cause that was big, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, that works. Sorry to hear that, dude. He says he's got a friend who just signed up for SCAD. That's Savannah College of Art and Design, and $100,000 tuition, bro. He should be going to CalArts, dude. Honestly, like you know, for that kind of money.
So
Yeah.
much.
SCAD is just one step above Art Institute. Like it's not. I mean, if he's that committed to spending that kind of money, but they have no clue what that money means.
Mm.
Till much later. Till much, much, much later. Till it's too late. But you probably wouldn't get in at CalArts because of the portfolio. Yeah, I hear that, but it's all the same, dude. It's for-profit schools that give you diplomas in art. So it's the same result. Good luck. That's all I gotta say to that dude. Have fun. Hope it works out for him. I'm so glad I found that G02 green. Remember the Bowser?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's a nice green to have in the arsenal. I wonder if I can just halo so it does tie back in. Yeah, that'll look nice. That's why I was trying to get that cooler green in his armor. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Because the contrast, it's not. You can't just keep making things brighter and brighter. You know what I mean? Like that's like the student way of doing it, right? We'll just keep adding more glows. You're like, there's not enough colors. That's why I need Photoshop. You're like, no, there are only so many colors. Like, you know,
Make it shine.
the colors never print out right, so I'm just gonna do everything digitally. It's like, well, yeah, I hope you hope to print your shit someday. Like that'll look cool. That'll have to dry before I add this though. I should need to mark that. You got the glow. Then I'll be able to. And that'll look nice. Alrighty. What else am I missing? The charred Kilowog remains. That's gonna look cool. It smells like barbecued dog hair. Oh, Ray. I'm sorry. I don't know about dropping out, dude. Like, it's just how much money you want to owe. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. You know, it's so tough. It's so tough telling people how to spend their money.
All right.
You know?
Tell him how to.
Hmm?
Yeah, say tell this man, tell this guy his.
It's not him. It's his friend.
Oh.
He's trying to warn him. You know. This guy knows. Just his friend's like not listening. He's kind of like you when I try to give you art advice.
Say what now?
You want the advice, but you don't really want to follow it. You know, because it doesn't fit your. You know, you had a feeling, and I just confirmed the one that requires effort. So.
I cannot deny.
Argue. Yeah, you cannot deny, right? That's why you're a decent human being. That's why we talk. Because if you denied it, I would fucking really clown you.
Right.
I'd start the Let's Make Fun of Brandon James art podcast. You know?
I'd listen to it.
You would too. Your ego would get the best. You're like, these guys talking about me.
I don't want to hear this shit. But I mean, I guess I'll subscribe, but just, I'll listen to it when I have time.
So I think it's not going to be a hard. The question, yeah, it's not going to be a hard piece to color. Thank God. I was afraid this might actually require a lot of effort. So, what time is it? Oh fuck! It's already 12:17. See, I knew this. I knew I'd spend my entire night just to get to the color guide. And
Yeah,
I gotta write GameCube tomorrow night, so.
Yeah, I'm done after this video.
So Friday night, you gonna be up Friday, dude?
Yeah.
Let's see if we can't get this fucking knocked out. I'll see if I can't start like closer to 8,
That works.
and then try and push
The
through.
only
to
time I
1
can't
p.m.
do is between like 11 and 1 or something.
Well,
but-
Saturday we're gonna be off. I got stuff to do, and then we gotta
Right.
record. We gotta record
Sunday.
DigiCraft stuff Sunday. So, all right, folks. So this color guide is ready. The piece is now ready to be colored. I will do this Friday night, 8 p.m. Pacific Standard. I will start around there. If you're not on exactly at 8, bear with me. I have to drive home from work. So we will get that done and color this straight through. That's it.
Yay.
Yay. Brandon, where can we find you on the internet?
Just look me up on Instagram at leadheavy.
Great. As always, SketchCraft.com. Dude, long arm, thanks for hanging out. Hope to see you Friday. Maybe Friday night. You know, we'll see. I gotta go, dude. Talk to you later. Bye.